Have you ever felt hurt by something someone said or did and kept thinking about it for hours or even days? Have you ever lost sleep because your mind just wouldn't stop replaying a rude comment, a harsh criticism, or some attitude that cut you deep? If so, you're definitely not alone. But there's a group of people out there who live differently. People who don't get offended easily, who don't carry the weight of what others say or do, and because of that, they live lighter, happier, and sleep like babies every single night. Welcome to another prayer from the channel Manifest. Bliss, a space created for anyone looking to heal their soul, find balance, and break free from the silent emotional pain that wears us down inside. If you believe you deserve to live in peace without letting hurtful words, judgments, or criticism shake you, then go ahead and comment down below. I choose peace. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the notification bell and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Because what you're about to learn might totally change the way you deal with difficult people and tough situations. Stick with me till the end. This prayer could be the beginning of your emotional freedom, to understand how to stop getting offended so easily. We need to start at the root of the issue, the ego. The ego is that part of us that cares a little too much about what people think or say. So when someone throws out a criticism, even a small one, our ego takes it personally. We instantly feel attacked, hurt, and that emotional hit. It makes us want to defend our pride or our image. The problem is, this usually triggers a flood of negative feelings, anger, sadness, frustration, and worse. These emotions don't just vanish. They stay bottled up inside, building up and messing with our peace, causing stress and sleepless nights. The truth is, no matter how hard we try to stay cool, our reactions are automatic. That's because they're deeply connected to past experiences, unresolved trauma, and our personal story. The more emotional wounds we carry, the more sensitive we are to what others say and do. That's how the cycle starts. Every little comment, every passive-aggressive jab becomes a trigger, pulling us back into those old emotional patterns. And sometimes we don't even realize it. It's important to understand that these emotional reactions aren't flaws. They're our brain's way of responding to what it thinks is a threat. But if we don't learn how to manage these reactions, that emotional weight starts running our life. It's not about avoiding criticism or uncomfortable moments. It's about shifting how we respond to them. And here's the good news. It's absolutely possible to build that skill. In the next part, we're going to talk about the real secret behind those calm, uncheckable people who stay grounded. Even when life throws curveballs, holding on to hurt and resentment might seem like a way to protect yourself at first. When someone hurts us, it feels natural to want to back off, to put up a wall and avoid more pain. But the truth is, when we hold those feelings inside, we end up hurting ourselves way more than we realize. The pain doesn't affect the other person. They go on living their life, often unaware of the impact. But we're left carrying that emotional baggage. Bitterness feeds on itself. Every time we mentally replay the hurt, It's like we're ripping the band-aid off again. The resentment builds, and pretty soon, our mind turns into a toxic loop of negativity. And the emotional toll, it's massive. Stress spikes, mental health takes a hit, and even our body can start breaking down. Studies have shown that holding on to negative emotions like resentment is tied to higher risks of anxiety, depression, and even heart disease. But there's more. Living with resentment robs us of the present moment. The energy we spend reliving the past and obsessing over what someone said could be used to build peace, self-love, and healing. Every time we cling to a grudge, we're trading our peace for pain. And without peace, real healing can't begin. Coming up next, we're going to dive into how some people manage to break free from that cycle of hurt and resentment, and how they stay centered, even in the face of harsh words and tough situations. People who don't get offended easily have trained their minds to see things differently. They've figured out that other people's opinions usually say more about them than about us. They don't take things personally. They understand that criticism, rude comments, or unfair judgment don't define their worth. They've realized that their value isn't something that can be taken away by someone else's opinion unless they let it. The key is self-awareness and self-respect. These people know who they are. They know what they deserve and what they don't. Instead of reacting impulsively when someone throws shade, they pause. They reflect. They ask themselves, does this really have anything to do with me? Or is this just that person projecting their own stuff? That kind of emotional distance helps them stay peaceful without letting others mess with their vibe. Moreover, these people actively practice empathy. They don't see others as enemies, even when they are hurt by someone's actions. Instead, they make an effort to understand where the other person's behavior is coming from, and in many cases, they realize that those negative actions are not about them, but rather a reflection of that person's own suffering. This shift in perspective allows for a deconstruction of resentment, turning what could be a painful experience into an opportunity for compassion and understanding. When you stop interpreting others' behavior as a personal attack and begin to see it as a symptom of their internal battles, you remove the fuel that feeds offense. And in that emotional space, forgiveness becomes a natural consequence, not a forced choice. By adopting this mindset, these people create an internal environment where forgiveness flows more freely and inner peace is preserved. In the next chapter, we'll explore how you can begin applying this way of thinking in your life and what practices you can adopt to protect yourself emotionally. Now that you understand how the peace mindset works in people who are not easily offended, the question remains, how can you apply this to your daily life? The good news is that this mindset is not something unreachable or exclusive. With small shifts in perspective and consistent daily actions, you too can develop this skill and begin living with greater serenity, free from the constant emotional turbulence caused by taking things personally. The first fundamental practice is self-awareness. Take time to reflect on your own emotions and reactions. Ask yourself, why did this situation affect me so deeply? what's really behind this pain or anger. Often, our reactions are more about us than about the person who offended us. They may be triggered by internal insecurities, old fears, or even unresolved traumas. By identifying these emotions, you can begin to work through them and understand what's truly causing your pain. Instead of fighting the feeling or blaming others, you observe it and ask what message it's trying to convey. This is the first step to emotional freedom, acknowledging the root. Before reacting to the surface, another powerful practice is deep breathing and mindfulness. When someone offends or criticizes you, instead of reacting immediately, pause and take a deep breath. Give yourself a few seconds to process the situation before speaking or acting. This creates a vital space between stimulus and response, allowing you to make a more conscious decision on how to react without being dominated by the emotion of the moment. Mindfulness becomes a shield in these moments, helping you remain calm and centered even in the face of emotional storms. With training, this technique transforms from a tool into a habit, offering you emotional control in even the most triggering situations. Also, practice forgiveness, not just toward others, but especially toward yourself. Free yourself from guilt, anger, and grudges. Remember, when you forgive, you're not justifying the other person's behavior, but liberating yourself from the emotional burden they caused. It's an act of self-love, a decision to prioritize your peace over the need to be right or feel vindicated. And in that act, you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your emotional stability. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to cultivate self-compassion, an essential element for maintaining inner peace, even in the face of adversity. Self-compassion is one of the most important pillars for those who want to stop being easily offended and live in peace with themselves. Many times, the reason we get offended so easily is that we are excessively critical of ourselves. We create enormous internal pressure, demanding perfection, and any failure, whether ours or someone else's, can feel like a personal attack. By adopting self-compassion, you begin to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. You stop expecting yourself to be invulnerable and start embracing your humanity, including your flaws and moments of weakness. When we practice self-compassion, we recognize that, just like any human being, we are imperfect and prone to mistakes. This understanding allows us to respond more calmly when we are challenged, because we know that we are all constantly learning and growing. Instead of blaming ourselves or feeling ashamed, we can look at our mistakes with understanding and use those situations as opportunities for personal development. With this, mistakes stop being reasons for self-punishment and start becoming stepping stones for growth. That shift in attitude changes everything, from how you handle criticism to how you recover from setbacks. Self-compassion also enables us to be more empathetic toward others. By understanding our own flaws and struggles, we begin to see others with more lightness and fewer harsh judgments. This decreases the tendency to take offense because we know others are also dealing with their internal battles. That empathy helps us respond with more compassion instead of reactivity. The result is a cycle of peace. You are kinder to yourself, and that kindness extends outward, reducing conflict and deepening emotional resilience. Self-compassion, therefore, is not softness. It's strength in the face of vulnerability. Simple practice to cultivate self-compassion is to speak to yourself kindly. When something happens and you feel the pressure to take offense, instead of criticizing yourself, say, "I am human. I am learning. This doesn't define me." Over time, this approach creates a significant shift in how you relate to criticism and adversity. Your inner voice becomes your ally rather than your enemy. And this internal change echoes in your outer reactions, making you less reactive, more centered, and capable of navigating life's emotional storms with grace and balance. Now that you know the power of self-compassion, let's explore how this concept can be applied in practical, everyday situations in the next chapter. These small acts of self-compassion can completely transform the way you relate to others and to the world around you. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to strengthen your inner peace through the regular practice of meditation and reflection, two powerful tools for cultivating self-compassion. Meditation and reflection are transformative habits that allow you to build an inner space of calm and understanding, where the noise of the outside world has much less control over your emotional state. Incorporating these quiet moments of introspection into your day could be the key to facing criticism and adversity with a sense of calm and resilience. Meditation, in particular, helps you slow down your thoughts and reconnect with the present moment. When you meditate, you begin to notice your emotions as they arise without getting swept away by them. This awareness helps you realize that just as a thought or feeling comes, it also passes. By practicing meditation regularly, you become more conscious of your emotional reactions and learn not to respond impulsively. An essential skill for preserving inner peace in the face of criticism or stressful moments. Reflection, on the other hand, is an excellent tool for nurturing self-compassion. When you take time to look back on your experiences, you gain the opportunity to reframe moments that triggered stress or anger, seeking to understand the deeper causes behind those emotions. Instead of judging yourself harshly, you can begin to adopt a kinder and more understanding perspective. Ask yourself, what did this situation teach me? How can I grow from this? This kind of reflection transforms what could have been a negative emotional reaction into a powerful opportunity for learning and personal growth. By integrating meditation and reflection into your daily routine, you create consistent opportunities for self-care and emotional clarity. These habits become essential allies in your journey toward becoming someone who is not easily offended. They also reinforce your inner peace, making it easier to face life's inevitable challenges with a sense of calm and emotional balance. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to build an emotional support network that will accompany you along this path. One of the most effective strategies for maintaining Inner peace and handling situations that might otherwise offend us is having a solid emotional support network. The people you choose to surround yourself with have a direct impact on how you respond to criticism and adversity. Having trusted friends, family members, or even a mentor can be a crucial pillar in the foundation of your serenity. A well-established emotional support system works as a safe space where you can express your feelings and challenges without fear of judgment. When you open up about your frustrations to people who understand and support you, the weight of external criticism becomes significantly lighter. These friends or family members can offer balanced perspectives, helping you see situations more clearly and less emotionally. Furthermore, simply having someone to talk to can be deeply therapeutic. Often, we don't need solutions. We just need someone who will listen and validate what we're going through. This kind of emotional presence helps reduce the stress and anxiety that build up when we're trapped inside our own thoughts and concerns. Your support network doesn't have to be large. It just needs to be carefully chosen. Select people who share a positive outlook on life, who practice empathy, and who can be trusted with your emotional truths. It's also important that this network is reciprocal. Supporting others in their moments of need strengthens your relationships and builds an environment of mutual trust. With the right support system by your side, you'll feel more confident in facing life's challenges without being emotionally shaken. In the next chapter, we'll dive into how to sustain your inner peace consistently. Regardless of external circumstances, maintaining inner peace consistently is one of the biggest challenges of modern life, especially in a world filled with external pressures and negative stimuli. But the good news is, by adopting consistent practices, it is possible to live more serenely no matter the situations or people around you. The key lies in transforming inner peace into a daily habit, something you nurture not only when things are going well, but also when you're facing moments of hardship or uncertainty. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining steady peace is the daily practice of mindfulness. This means being fully present in the moment without letting your mind get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. When you're truly attentive to what's happening around you, it becomes much easier to face any situation without being emotionally destabilized. Mindfulness allows you to observe your emotions without identifying with them, a vital skill for not overreacting to criticism or daily stressors. Another essential practice is gratitude. Cultivating the habit of being thankful for the small things in your day can deeply shift your worldview. When you focus on what's good, you naturally begin to notice fewer things that could offend or upset you. Gratitude reorients your perspective, helping you put adversity into context and maintain a state of calm and emotional balance. Moreover, developing self-compassion and practicing forgiveness are foundational elements for sustained inner peace. When you forgive, whether it's others or yourself, you release the negative emotional burden that tends to build up over time. Self-compassion, in turn, allows you to be gentle with yourself during tough times, which minimizes the emotional impact of external offenses. With these daily habits, you can create a lasting state of inner peace, where criticism, tension, and life's challenges no longer disturb your tranquility. In the next and final chapter of our journey, we'll discuss how to apply these principles in real life and ensure that inner peace becomes a constant presence in your life. Now that we've explored the practices and concepts that help us cultivate and maintain inner calm, it's time to reflect on how to integrate them effectively into your daily routine. True transformation happens when what we've learned is consistently and intentionally applied, creating lasting changes in how we handle situations and relate to others around us. The first thing to remember is that inner peace is not a destination, it's a journey. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment when everything feels balanced, it's essential to see each moment of the day as an opportunity to strengthen your serenity. Begin by implementing small daily actions that support the cultivation of this peace. This might include morning meditation, mindful breathing during the day, or even short pauses at night to reflect and express gratitude before sleep. These simple practices are the building blocks that slowly rewire your internal world, anchoring you in calm even when the external world becomes turbulent. Also, be patient with yourself. The path to a more peaceful life, less affected by the attitudes of others, involves gradual and persistent change. There will be days when you feel more vulnerable or sensitive, and that's completely normal. What matters is how you respond in those moments. Go back to the tools you've learned, revisit the affirmations, the reflections, and the practices. Remember that your inner peace depends only on you and the way you choose to respond to the world. Choosing peace is a decision that is renewed every day, in every situation, and in every thought. It's equally valuable to create an environment that supports peace, both at home and in your workplace. This might mean adjusting your physical space, setting up a quiet corner to meditate, or rethinking the people you spend the most time with. Your environment is a direct reflection of your emotional and psychological state, and surrounding yourself with positivity is a crucial step in maintaining peace. The more aligned your surroundings are with your intentions, the easier it becomes to stay grounded, focused, and emotionally resilient throughout the day. Finally, remember that the process of not being easily offended and living in peace is ongoing. It's not a final destination, but a continual practice of self-care, compassion, and self-awareness. By applying these principles every day, you'll notice a gradual transformation where criticism and external negativity lose their power over you, allowing you to live more lightly and with greater tranquility. And as this peace grows stronger inside you, it begins to radiate outward, influencing how you relate to the world and how the world responds to you. We've reached the end of this video, and I hope that the reflections and practices we've shared today help you find more peace in your life, even in the most challenging situations. Always remember, true peace begins within and is a continuous process. By applying these strategies daily, you'll become more resilient and serene, refusing to let outside offenses shake your well-being. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, Take a moment now to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell to receive all our meditations and prayers that will continue transforming your life. Don't forget to share this video with someone who needs this message of peace. Let's walk this path together, always seeking a lighter, more balanced, and harmonious life. Comment below, I choose peace, and share with us how you've been applying these practices in your daily life. I'm looking forward to hearing more about your journey. May inner peace always be your companion. See you in the next video.